of the morning to you. Let's get it popping. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in here. What's up, everybody, and welcome to your Monday. Welcome to this week in the summer of 2020. What the fuck? 2023. And look, here's the thing. First of all, there better not be any God damn it. I already see the gambling. Chat! What do you even do here? What would you say you do here? Can we shut that down? Can we? That's a special thing for a special day. What do you mean? Shut it down! Shut it down! Don't let them gamble! Okay, cool. Cool, we got it sorted. Don't worry, guys. We got it sorted out. It's all good. And change the song. Cool. I like that one. Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the stream, man. Look, we are going to... Hey, how come y'all rolled a bunch right when you found out it was going? You're like, oh, shit, here we go. Bam! And everybody's hitting the slots before it shuts down. Jeez. Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay. So, look, here's the deal. We have to talk about The Flash. How dare you, Justin Jenkins? We have to talk about The Flash, man. This is literally... It's kind of amazing. I mean, look, obviously, after last weekend, we were like, yeah, it's going to be doing pretty bad. Didn't really see this coming. This is pretty bad. Really, really ridiculous. And so I think, you know, it's worth getting into. It's worth talking about. Maybe this will be the last time that we talk about The Flash, at least as far as like a main topic on the stream. Wow, this is kind of unbelievable. So I think it's worth it to go through and talk about just how bad it is, how embarrassing it is for everybody, and sort of speculate on how much damage do we think is actually going to be done here. Because, man, oh man, I don't think anybody that was involved in this movie, I don't think anybody even in the industry imagined this movie bombing the way that it is. It is unfreaking believable. So let's sort of start by sharing with you guys. Well, first, let's do a little show notes. Before we get into all the crazy stuff that happened over the weekend, let's do a little bit of show notes, okay? First of all, big Nerdvengers stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. We have to talk about things. I still want to do the meetup in October. I still want to do the meetup at New York Comic Con, but I'm kind of blown away that all the tickets are already sold out. I still haven't heard back on whether or not I even got tickets for New York Comic Con. So either way, I still want to do the freaking meetup, but we got to talk about that. That's crazy. And also, I want to talk about the 3-year badge because we have some 3-year members. We have to figure out what to do with the badge. So tomorrow, 11 a.m., we'll do a big member stream. We're also still driving for memberships. We want to try to get to 2,000 members before the meetup in October. And if we get that milestone, I will do a tattoo to commemorate the meetup, to commemorate the Nerdvengers. And I think that would be really cool. So we're going to be giving and by the way, too, I have some cool ideas on things we can do to try to like further incentivize memberships and do some fun things with that. We'll talk about that tomorrow on the Nerdvenger stream as well. As far as the rest of the week goes, usual order of business, most important to I think many of you guys, the stream on Wednesday will be at 6 p.m. at night. We'll be talking about episode 2 of Secret Invasion, and I think it'll be cool. I think we're going to have a lot to talk about at the end of episode 2. So that'll be really fun. Look out for that. And other than that, we'll be just kind of doing our thing regular style on Friday. I'm not 100% on this. I will let you guys know later on in the week, but I'm pretty sure I'll have to pre-record the video for the Prime stream. So I'll still have a video out for the Prime members, but it'll likely be pre-recorded. I'll probably do that Thursday, just so you guys have something. Because I've got a lot of Warhammer to play this weekend, okay? I know some of you are sick of hearing it. Some of you are sick of it. But it's true. I've got a lot of Warhammer to play this weekend. God damn it. So we're going to be doing that. Okay. I think, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's all the show notes. If something else comes up, we'll talk about it in a moment. All right. I think there's a lot of crazy stuff that we're going to talk about with regards to Flash, but maybe the most important one and the metric that will really just solidify to you guys how bad this actually is that, believe it or not, I am starting to feel bad about it. Now, last week I went off on Twitter and different streams, and particularly on Twitter, I mean, you're talking about like millions of views of shitting on Warner Brothers, shitting on The Flash, a little bit of shitting on, James Gunn, even though he ran away from Twitter. So I did a lot of work, a lot of heavy lifting on the shitting on Warner Brothers train, I really did. I put a lot of work in. And for it to be so bad that even I am starting to feel a little bad about that, that's crazy. Like, think about the level to which it would have to be bad. This is like somebody you really don't like getting beat up, and you're like, yeah, fucking get him, And at first it's like, it's all gravy, and you're like, yeah, dude, let's get this motherfucker. But then after a while, you're like, okay, I feel like maybe you could stop. I feel like you're going a little too hard. And then it's like, gets to the point where you want to pull the person off because it's too much. It's too much. So that should give you a little bit of an idea of how bad this is, because this could, I mean, look, maybe some of you will think this is hyperbole, but this could literally end Warner Brothers, a company, a studio that's been around for 100 plus years. This is so bad, it could literally and threaten, I think, to end the very studio. And we're going to talk about why, okay? So, going into weekend 2, a lot of hope for the Flash in DC. A lot of copium, and maybe they thought it would have legs. Maybe they thought it would even tick up, or, I don't even know what they thought. But you know what happened? They couldn't even give tickets away. Guys, they did a buy one, get one. A buy one, get one free in its second weekend. And not only did it not work, but they got torched so bad that they deleted the tweet and rescinded the offer. Guys, they literally couldn't give tickets away. That's not even the worst of it. Did you know that the movie was uploaded to Twitter in its entirety? Guys, the movie was uploaded to Twitter in its entirety. And it was up for 8+ hours because nobody really noticed. Like, dude, people were DMing me the movie on Twitter. I still didn't want to watch it. Dude, it's free, and I scrolled past the motherfucker. I scrolled past it. I don't care. I don't care. I wouldn't even watch it for free. I wouldn't even watch it. Like, real talk, I was trying to think about this last night. What amount of money would you have to pay me to watch The Flash? Guys, I don't even think I would go watch The Flash for like 300. You get to 4, you get to 500, like, okay, like, I'll probably do it. Literally 300. I literally have other shit that not only could I make probably that amount of money, but I could have fun. I could actually enjoy myself. You know what I mean? Holy shit, dude. Like, it is so bad. The reputation, the toxicity around it is, I've never seen anything like it. It's like, it's absolutely crazy. The only movie that had a worse box office drop percentage-wise, the only comic book movie, I should say, that has had a worse box office drop is Morbius. So, Grace pointed this out in her video yesterday. I thought it was on point. This movie went from being in the same sentences and conversations as The Dark Knight, and now it's in the same conversations as Morbius. Unbelievable. And so now I want to read the actual article, talk about the actual breakdown, and then there's this incredible thread by a Hollywood insider that I think will just really tell you how disastrous this is. And again, it is very bad. I think probably way worse than most of you are thinking it is. Give me 1 second here. Boom. Okay, let's check this out, and we'll make the article a little bit bigger. Stretch it out, bro. Check this out. Box office. Spidey edges out Elemental to win the weekend. The Flash barely beats No Hard Feelings. My God, bro. The Flash tumbled more than 70% in its sophomore outing as no film cracked $20 million on a prime summer weekend. So there's a whole nother aspect to the story which just sort of shows that like the movie theater experience is in real trouble just in general. But yeah, no movie cracked over 20 in a prime summer weekend. It's crazy. Sending all revenue down by more than 19% over the same weekend last year and more than 47% behind 2019. I mean, damn, bro. Darth Rebo, thanks for gifting that member, man. I really appreciate it. That is also really a depressing thing to consider. In the box office upset, Sony holdover Across the Spider-Verse edged out Pixar's Elemental to win the weekend all the way in its fourth outing. So hidden within this really shitty weekend and a bunch of like disasters for all the studios, Sony's actually got to be feeling pretty good in its fourth weekend. It's number one in the box office. It dipped out for a weekend and came back. That's crazy. What? Oh my goodness, dude. Spidey took in an estimated $19.3 million as it raced past the $300 million mark domestically to finish Sunday with a North American total of $317. Dude, that is crazy. Just domestic? That's really good. Elemental took in an estimated 18.5 upon falling only 39% in the second weekend. Now, so this is kind of an interesting one. I'll finish the paragraph and then I'll give my thoughts. A stronghold after suffering the worst start in modern history of Pixar. The film's hold means it's being helped by strong word of mouth. The Pix domestic 10-day total is at $65.5 million. Overseas it earned 31. So it's totaling at 121. So make no mistake about it, it's a disaster for Pixar. It's a disaster for Disney, man. There's some YouTuber out there like calculated this, and they're speculating that over the last 8 Disney releases, they've lost close to $1 billion. Do you remember when they used to make money? Like, do you remember when Disney used to make money? And with Indiana Jones coming out this week, that number's going to get even worse. You know what I mean? Like, flatly, that is going to get even worse. So Elemental's an interesting example because this is kind of what I thought might happen with The Flash. You see, when a movie does, like for instance, I think 66% was the fall off for Spider-Man No Way Home. It was damn near almost 70%, but the movie opened so colossally huge. I think it did like a 260 domestic opening weekend, I believe. The movie opened so big that, like, you're going to get a pretty big percentage drop-off. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, Darth Rebo gifting everybody memberships. I appreciate it, man. I'm sure everybody else appreciates it, too, so thank you for that. So this is maybe what I thought would happen with The Flash. The Flash opened very low with expectations, and so maybe there were people holding out for the second weekend. You know, I expected maybe a lower percentile drop, but still, like, it's going to be a disaster, much like what's happening with Elemental. However, the news for DC and Warner Bros. Big budget superhero pick The Flash, which opened last weekend opposite of Elemental to a sobering 55.1, grew worse as it fell off 72% to 15.3 million for a domestic cum of 87.6. Unlike Elemental, The Flash received poor exit scores. The studio had hoped for a decline of 55%. Wow, bro. Damn, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, no. They thought it was going to do 55? Insiders concede the film is a huge miss and is being totally rejected by audiences. The Flash star Ezra Miller, who faced legal issues and didn't do press. So, yeah, Ezra probably not going to be in movies. If you're going to put Ezra in your movie now, I just want to know why. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense. So, Ezra probably gone. Bye-bye. And honestly, good fucking riddance. Overseas, The Flash is also underwhelming, earning $26.6 million in its second weekend from 76 markets for a foreign coom of $123.3 million and a $210 million globally. With two summer tentpoles, The Flash and Elemental, doing far less business than expected overall, domestic weekend revenue came in at 20% behind last year and 47% behind 2019. Or, put it another way, not one film earned more than $20 million during a prime June weekend. The Flash also barely beat out new entry No Hard Feelings, Sony's comedy starring Jennifer Lawrence. That's crazy, dude. It was almost... Imagine if it had gotten beat. Imagine if it had gotten beat by the new Jennifer Lawrence movie. Oh, man, that would have been absolutely insane. So, okay. So that's really, really bad. However, I think this thread here really illustrates why this is even worse than maybe people think and why it is going to literally put Warner Brothers itself at risk. Do you recall, and I know most of you do, but for some of you, maybe you don't. Do you recall that it was reported last year that Warner Bros. Was so broke, they had to push a bunch of their movies into the following year, and they only had money to release two movies. One was Black Adam, which they considered to be such a failure, they got rid of him and brought in James Gunn. Ironically, the highest grossing DCEU movie since 2019 and will do way better than Shazam and The Flash. And the other one was Don't Worry, Darling, which also bombed horribly and was total trash and a big shit sandwich. So, Luis Fernando says, painful, but needs to be mentioned. If The Flash ends up within the projection, since studio just keeps half share from box office global grosses. I've actually heard it's half of domestic and a third of global. They only get a third of the foreign box office. So it's actually even worse than he's saying, but let's just for simplicity's sake go with what he's saying. It won't even pay its total $150 million marketing campaign. Did you know they spent $150 million to promote this movie? They had a Super Bowl ad. They were putting trailers out everywhere. My God, bro. That is absolutely insanity. So they spent $150 million just to market it. Not to mention, apart from being an expensive promo campaign, The Flash has a $190 million budget price tag. This film may easily lose more than $200 million for Warner Brothers when all is said and done. Wow. A financial catastrophe as disastrous as Justice League, which led to a major shakeup at Warner Brothers in 2017. The hard question to be asked is what happens to Warner Brothers Discovery's finances if Blue Beetle and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom end up being financial disasters as well. Will Warner Brothers afford producing comic book movies in 2024 without cutting their budgets considerably? Will investors risk their money again at Warner Brothers? Sad but true, seeing how a Rock film, a sequel to a beloved Shazam, and a film with Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck back performed, would Batgirl, film of not a popular character played by not as known of an actress, originally made for Max, be able to even recover marketing costs? That's pretty interesting. So here's another question here that I think is really interesting. He says, but a theatrical release still grosses after it leaves cinema. By home entertainment, streaming, TV rights, studio catalog, eventually the money will come back, even if only to break even. It wouldn't happen if it's converted to a Max exclusive or a write-off. It would have all those things released on Max, plus adding subscriptions to the service. And no, a movie losing 200 plus million theatrically will never break even. There is just no way for that to happen unless it becomes a cult classic once it starts hitting streaming and TV. Okay? Why did they put so much into this one? Because Warner Bros. Discovery desperately needs money and genuinely thought The Flash would be their 2023's first half savior financially. Misled by test screening and CinemaCon excellent responses, so Warner Bros. Discovery invested heavily to boost its prospects even more than how Warner Bros. Discovery already expected it to be. Wow. So at a time when Warner Brothers desperately needed money, they doubled down and pushed all their chips into the center of the table for this movie, and it is a bomb the likes of is rarely seen in Hollywood. So now that we know how fucking bad it is, I guess maybe should we stop? Does anybody have any questions about how bad it is? Before we move on, before we talk about what it means, are there any questions? Does anybody have any doubts, or we all understand how bad it is? How bad is it? Very bad, Chris. It's very bad. No questions. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think personally this will have long-lasting ramifications for Warner Brothers. There's a really bad scenario, and then there's just a kind of bad scenario, okay? Really, it honestly, it feels unique and almost impressive how bad they have fucked this up, because they didn't just fuck this movie up, right? They may have already also fucked up the DCU, and there's a couple of different reasons why. Number one, for whatever strange reason, James Gunn got in front of the promotion for this movie. He had nothing to do with this movie. That's actually not true. He did change a lot of things in this movie, but he didn't have to admit that. And he didn't have to stand in front of the movie. He didn't have to talk about it in his stupid little videos. He didn't have to talk about it all the time on Twitter. He didn't have to do that. You know, he's standing there at the premiere with the cast and everybody taking all the pictures, and dude, you didn't have to do that. So there's already like a lot of association with Gunn in this film. Some of you guys are like, why do you talk about James Gunn when talking about The Flash? Because James Gunn connected himself to The Flash in various ways. You know? It's pretty freaking wild, honestly, if you ask me. Okay? Here's another interesting thing that I think we should look at here. James, I'm seriously confused. How is Viola Davis still playing Amanda Waller? Aren't you rebooting the DC 100%? That includes Peacemaker, the whole Suicide Squad, and the Snyderverse. Like you said, Robert Pattinson's Batman and Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is Elseworld story. James Gunn said, nope, Flash resets many things, not all things. Some characters remain the same. Some do not. So it's not even a full-on reboot. And because it's not even a full-on reboot, you're going to have connections to the DCEU, which, I mean, it is so toxic and it's so shitty what has happened with those films. It's not even just the normie general audience type of connections that you'll have, because there's an argument to be made that to a lot of people, they're not going to differentiate and they're just going to be like, oh, it's another DC movie, you know, even when it comes to Gunn's new stuff. But even the savvy among us, we realize that there is a literal connection. There's a literal connection between the movies before The Flash and the movies after The Flash. It's so fucking stupid. The next thing that's crazy is Blue Beetle, okay? So why did he have to say this is the first character in the DCU? It feels like that undercuts the Superman movie. And I feel like, honestly, guys, like, let me ask you guys, do you think Blue Beetle is going to perform well at the box office? Do you think it's going to perform well? You think it's going to... Let me ask this. How many of you are going to go see Blue Beetle in the theaters? Put a 1 into the chat if you're going to go see Blue Beetle. Okay, there's a couple of you. Yo, that's fucking cap. I know, like, at least half of y'all that are saying that, you ain't going to see it. I mean, I guess we'll find out, right? We'll find out. Okay. So here's the deal. I think Blue Beetle has the best chance of performing decently. I also think it's like a smaller budgeted movie, so even if it doesn't perform super well, it can still not lose, you know, everybody's fucking buttholes the way that The Flash did. But I guess it kind of remains to be seen how much of this DC, you know, box office disaster is because of the fractured fan base. That's actually a great question for you guys. How much of this do you think has to do with just DC being fractured? Like, you know, obviously the Snyder Cut fans, there's a small portion, I think a relatively small portion of Snyder fans that are so fucking butthurt, they're not going to see any of this. Okay, so you've already just, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's 10% of your total audience. Maybe it's 20. They'll never see this. Okay, they're not going to see it. Yeah, so if it's a half-ass reboot with the first character of the DCU playing out before the last movie that, like, it's so fucking confusing. I guess what I'm wondering is, like, why should I go see Blue Beetle? And maybe you would say, oh, because it's going to be a really awesome movie. So the same people that told us that The Flash is the next Dark Knight, we're supposed to believe them and think that Blue Beetle is going to be good. Is that what you're telling me? Like, is that what you... Real talk, is that what you're telling me? Like, what? You sure about that? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Here's the other side of this. Even if the Blue Beetle movie isn't a complete disaster, Aquaman 2 is pretty much guaranteed to be one. Aquaman 2 is pretty much guaranteed to be one. Okay? So with 2 more movies coming out this year, you have the potential to have 2 more egg on their face, embarrassing, like, everybody. Oh, you guys didn't even see this. I put this up. I don't think y'all even saw this. Let's leave that up for a little bit so you can see it. Are they going to be able to survive 2 more shit shows? And you've got like at least 30% of the internet that's on social media dancing on their fucking grave. Dancing on their grave, dude. And you might say, like, oh, dude, the Snyder fans, there's a lot of bots. Well, guess what? A lot of really happy bots. A lot of really happy bots spreading the good word online. I don't know how that is going to work out positively for them. So, bro, they have 2 more shit shows, 2 more shit sandwiches to take a bite out of in the year, dude. So I think that's going to do a lot of brand damage, but beyond brand damage, it's probably going to lose them money, dude. So what is the budget for Superman Legacy going to be, like $20? If I'm one of the actors trying out for Superman right now, if I'm looking at what's going on out there in the Twitter world, if I'm tracking what's going on in the box office, I might tell my agent, get me the fuck off of this movie. Ain't no way, son. What money do they have? How, bro, they couldn't release movies last year. How? How? They just got like unlimited monies? Guys, it went from Gunn probably hoping that they don't sell the company in 2024 to James Gunn probably needing them to sell the company. Otherwise, he has no budget. No budget for the future movies. On top of that, Andy Muschietti is now supposed to be the Brave and the Bold guy. I mean, dude, it's literally so sad that, like, I mean, guys, if you're an investor, how could you possibly invest in a Warner Brothers movie, especially a DC movie? Look at the track record. How? You're going to trot up and show a bunch of charts that go like this, boo, boo, and hope that you can flip it around and they won't notice? Like, what is the rationale here? There's not going to be any money, dude. There's not going to be any money. It's crazy. So, like, the fucking ineptitude of these people, man, and Warner Brothers is just going to Warner Brothers. Like, it just seems like that's what they're destined to do. And Gunn, great filmmaker. He's not a business guy. He fucked it up, dude. Like, Zaslav just needs to bring him in his office, throw his goddamn Diet Coke at the dude's head, and be like, you fucked it up, James! You fucked it all up! Because that's what happened. This is crazy. I love the DC characters, man. But it's Jover. It's Joe-over. Okay. Any questions before we get into the other bits of the news here? Should this be proof as to why Dave and John shouldn't take over Star Wars in that role? I would say there is some logic that you could pull out that would support that. Sure. You know, absolutely. But Diet Coke is so yummy. I'm not a fan, but I know a lot of people like it. I think so. I think we'll be on for Nerd Theory. And by the way, how crazy would it be if we actually got Doom Clock on Nerd Theory? By the way, I'll be as nice as I can, but I can only be so nice. You know what I mean? I saw like some stuff on Twitter. Wouldn't it be crazy? Get Doom Clock on there? Wouldn't that be crazy? Yeah. Yeah, that could be wild, bro. Yeah, it could be wild, bro. Okay, so, yeah, I think we'll do a Nerd Theory. Who knows what'll happen? We'll do it later, I think. Pretty sure. Okay. So, in conclusion, TLDR, Warner Brothers, still same old Warner Brothers. This is so sad. It is literally so bad that I think Warner Brothers could be destroyed by it. Like, no cap. No cap. I think Warner Brothers could be destroyed by this disaster. And the only thing really now is that I'm hoping that Indiana Jones bombs just as bad. Latinos will not let Blue Beetle fail. I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to hold you to that, stud rato. Why do they let budgets spiral out of control so much? Because they're idiots, dude. Because they're real dumb. Real dumb. Okay. We're gonna move on. I want to talk about Kobe Smalters. I want to talk about SAG and DGA. I want to talk about Deadpool 3. But one last thing, real quick. We don't have to linger on it. You guys have been a little extra toxic about this whole thing, and I think you got to learn to let it go. But I did just want to mention this. James Gunn literally said this shit. Thanks for the compliment, but I would never want Walt at DC or Kevin at Marvel's job. And this, honestly, probably the most correct thing he's ever said, because he is fucking horrible at it, and I'm sure he doesn't really want it anymore. So, there you have it. Okay. Hang on, I'm gonna sneeze. Hang on. Ah! Okay, you guys are you've been too toxic, you've been too hard on Gunn. I understand. He was really, out of pocket. He's a big old white-haired dummy that won't shut up. I get it! But at some point, we gotta just let it go. I'm gonna sneeze again. Okay. Let's talk about Colby Smulders, who, by the way, she looks so fucking good at the world premiere of Secret Invasion. I'm gonna say it. If you haven't seen her from the red carpet, oh my god, am I gonna sneeze again? What the hell's happening in here? Yeah, she looked real good, but she gone. Some confusion out there in the world, guys. The Hollywood Trades came out and talked about how her tenure at Marvel was over because, of course, spoiler alert, she dies at the end of the first episode of Secret Invasion. And they were saying that she's going to be in the Marvels. But oh my god, those sneezes really rocked me. She's not. So there's that. You have a bunch of scoopers talking about that, man, and I do think the Trades got this one wrong. I don't expect her to be in the Marvels. By the way, when it comes to the Marvels, I got a big video coming out later today, which is talking about the changes that Kevin Feige made to the Marvels and the 2 post-credit scenes, okay? A lot of people are talking about these post-credit scenes. For some reason, nobody wants to talk about the second post-credit scene, so I'm going to talk about the second post-credit scene. And look, it's a good video. Regardless of how excited or how ready to hate you are for the Marvels, I suggest watching the video because there's actually some legitimately cool stuff that they are putting into the film. There's cool stuff for people like me that aren't really a fan of any of the main characters other than Monica. I mean, I like Kamala a little bit too, but, I'm not going to rush out to go see a movie because of Kamala Khan. But what I'm saying to you is there's plenty of stuff for nerds like me to latch onto and to get excited about with regards to the Marvels. Maybe Marvel Studios a little bit more of return to form, and I break that all down in the video that's coming out today, okay? But as far as Colby Smulders being in there, I just wanted to say I don't think she will be. Too many reliable scoopers have kind of come out and said she's not going to be in that. So I wanted to put that out there because I know a lot of you guys probably saw headlines and tweets and things about her being in the Marvels. I really don't think that she will be. Okay, so moving on from there. Okay. Now, next thing we got to talk about. I kind of feel like, guys, and I'm not 100% on this, but I kind of feel like the writers are about to get hung out to dry completely by both SAG and the Directors Guild. Man, I thought there was an article I had pulled up for SAG as well. Am I missing it? What the fuck? Hang on, let me try to find this. Damn. I can't find that. Okay, we'll talk about this one though. Here we go. Directors Guild members overwhelmingly vote to ratify deal with studios and streamers. Let's talk about this, then we'll talk a little bit about SAG, and we'll talk about why I think the writers are about to get fucked. Okay. The pact, which establishes a new foreign residuals formula and some guardrails on the use of AI, drew support of 87% of voting members. Directors Guild of America members have voted to ratify the agreement that union negotiators struck with studios and streamers in early June. 87% of the union voted in support of the deal in a referendum that ended on June 23rd. While 13% voted against it, 41% of the union's 16,000 eligible voting members, a group that included directors, assistant directors, and unit production managers, and staff managers, turned out for the vote. The union framed this as a turnout level that exceeded any prior DGA ratification vote. I'm proud to report that the DGA members have joined together to ratify a new contract that will allow every director, assistant director, unit production manager, blah, 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 to share in the success of what we create. DGA President Leslie Linka Glader said in a statement, "Our new contract secure gains on wages, global streaming residuals, safety, diversity, and creative rights that build for the future and impact every category of member in our guild." The new contract will take effect starting July 1st and will extend through June 30th, 2026. So it gets a little bit of a mixed reaction from some of the people, but mostly a lot of people turned out and voted for this. Now, from what I understand, I was told that basically there was this big push by a lot of the upper members in the union to suggest to the union members that they'll never get another chance at a deal like this. And I'm hearing the same thing with SAG. That essentially what they're doing there is... Oh, here we go. Wow. Okay, it just popped up. Here we go. SAG leaders tell members negotiations have been extremely productive as expiration date looms. Union President Fran Drescher and the chief negotiator Duncan Crabtree Ireland told members in its update on Saturday that we're going to achieve a seminal deal. With less than a week to go before the union/TV/theatrical contracts package expires, SAG leaders are assuring members that the negotiations with the studio and streamers have been extremely productive. In a video message sent to the union's 160,000 affected members on Saturday, Union President Fran Drescher, you guys remember the nanny? Yeah, isn't that crazy, Trev? You remember that shit? A national executive director and chief negotiator, Duncan Crabtree Ireland, said the talks have been laser focused on all the crucial issues you told us are most important to you, Drescher said. We're standing strong and we're going to achieve a seminal deal. They've been negotiating with the Alliance of Film and Television Producers, which represents the studios and streamers in labor negotiations since June 7th. With only 3 weeks and 2 days to make a deal, and with the industry's writers still out on a prolonged strike, the pressure has been on for the labor and management to come together. Acknowledging that both sides have a very narrow window of time remaining, we've all been in long, hard work to move these talks forward, and we remain optimistic that we will be able to bring the studios, network, streamers along to make a fair deal that respects your contributions to the industry. Okay. This video shot package conference room talks underway seemingly sought to allay concerns that SAG is definitely headed towards a strike, even after nearly 98% of voting members authorized a potential work stoppage prior to negotiations. If SAG ordered a strike once its contract expires on the 30th, that would guarantee a shutdown of virtually all union physical production that is currently still going on amid the writer's strike. We will keep you posted on events and progress, and until then, unity, solidarity, and strength, Drescher said. Okay. So that's like the details. What does it all mean? What's the TLDR? Essentially, these two organizations, SAG and DGA, are actually being offered some pretty incredible things. And the truth of the matter, at least from my perspective, is they are being offered that because if they all strike in solidarity with the writers, it would be an absolute disaster for Hollywood. Also, probably the case that directors and actors are actually less threatened by AI advances than the actual writers. As I said at the start of this entire writer's strike, to me, it's a baffling thing that the writers did because they don't have any leverage right now. Like, it just didn't feel like, given the circumstances, they had the leverage to ask for the deals that they wanted. I know some of you guys feel differently about that, but I think these deals coming through with SAG and the DGA indicate that that's probably the case. They're willing to actually give real concessions to these other groups because they want to take any leverage away from the writers that is possible. And it's just a really weird scenario. We'll have to see how it all shakes out. But it's really looking like the writers are going to be completely out on their own. And they're going to have to probably settle for something that they don't really want to settle for. I don't know. Like, I'm curious as to what you guys think about this, right? Their leverage is altruism. That is such a sweetheart take. Oh, John. Oh, John. What a beautiful sentiment. Oh, my goodness, John. Altruism. In Hollywood of all places. You sweet, sweet summer child. So that shit ain't happening. And we'll see, man. But writers might be looking down the barrel of some really tragic shit. There are a lot of writers that already want to get back to work. We're in a recession. Times are hard. I just don't think this writer's strike has steam. I don't really see it going much further, and I damn sure don't think they're going to get the same concessions that SAG and the DGA got. You can feel right, wrong, or indifferent about it, but that is the world we live in, and as I've said before, it is show business, not show friends. Sorry, John. Sorry. So, thoughts? Thoughts on that? I mean, that's it's pretty wild. Like, I know we are more focused on like the nerdy content and that, but you know, it's industry adjacent, and I just, for me, it's like, damn, bro, like, go. Do we save it? Do we save it? I tried the one trick I know to save it. Do we save it? Woo! Yeah! Okay, cool. Okay, last thing we got to talk about today, guys, and we'll get into the Q&A, is Deadpool 3. My God, are there some really cool rumors out there for Deadpool 3? I dropped a big video on this over the weekend, but even more crazy stuff has come out. But here's the main question. The main thing that I wanted to ask you guys, okay? So I've seen two takes here. The one take is, this is going to be what we wanted Multiverse of Madness to be. This is going to be the most incredible, amazing, saving Marvel, saving the hype. Like, let's put all of our eggs into this basket. Let's get fucking hyped as hell for Deadpool 3. That's one take. The other take is, let's not set ourselves up for disappointment in the same way that we did with Multiverse of Madness, and maybe we shouldn't be expecting all of these things, and maybe we should just go enjoy a really good movie. So the question I have for you, chat, is which adventure do we want to choose? Which road do we want to go down? Do we want to get hype as hell? And do we want to say, this is the one, fam? This is going to be the one. This is it. Marvel's back. Let's go. Are we getting on the hype train? Or are we taking a curb your expectations type of Uber? Let's go to the polls. Let's go to the polls. Let's go to the polls. Hey, Nano! Thanks for gifting 5 memberships. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. 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 Well, it kind of seems like the hype train cometh. It kind of seems like it's time to get all aboard. So that's good because we'll start to make it so that that's the thing. That's the next big thing. That's what that's the thing. Okay? It's all about Deadpool 3. Everybody's like, oh, MCU, oh, Marvel dead, all their shit. We're just going to say Deadpool 3. Oh, man, but Marvel really hasn't been the same since Endgame. Fucking Deadpool 3. You know? Even if the Marvels is poo-poo time, right? They're like, oh, dude, the Marvels proves that fucking MCU dead, blah, 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 blah. Deadpool 3! That's all we're going to... That's it. So... one more time. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Will we learn our lesson this time? I don't know. Okay? I don't know. I'm hoping we won't have to. I don't want to have to learn a lesson. I want to see a Marvel movie that makes me fucking skip out of the theaters. I want a Marvel movie that makes me want to run it back instantly. Like we all just sit in the theater and say, run it back. Run it back. I want to break records on the spoiler stream after it comes out, where we're just being so elated about everything that was so cool. Oh my God, and this happened and that happened. Multiverse this, multiverse that. Holy shit, Secret Wars. Cool. I'm glad you all agree. Cool. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's get into the Q&A. We'll go over the member chats. We'll go over the super chats. I appreciate all the love, all the support. Thank you guys so much. Okay. Zachariah Roberts says, Josh, what do you expect from episode 2 of Secret Invasion, and will you do a watch party? No watch party, but I do expect it to be really cool. I think you'll see some fallout from the first episode. I think you'll see Fury a little, getting his mojo back a little bit. They fridged what's her face, so he's going to be a little bit more motivated, and then I do expect a pretty crazy twist at the end, so that'll be cool. But no watch party. I will talk about it Wednesday night though. Full spoilers. Captain Zigit says, I've seen Spider-Verse again on Saturday. Love that movie so much. Our small theater was full. I expected to have much more showings around me due to The Flash. Yeah, it is crazy. I wonder what kind of legs that movie will have, because, it is a masterpiece. I think people are really liking it. I know people that still haven't seen it, so you just never know. But it could go on to do very well, Could go on to do very, very well. Finto! In what world did Sony think Beyond the Spider-Verse was going to be ready March 24th? Moved to July 2026. Haley hasn't even recorded a line for it yet. Yeah. It's Sony, bro. Sony gonna Sony. So yeah, who knows? Armani says Secret Invasion is Andor 2.0. Yeah, I like the first episode a lot, but yeah, it's got to get there for me. It's not, I don't think it's any masterpiece show, saving grace of the MCU or anything like that, but I would argue it's way better than She-Hulk so far. I think we'll know a lot more after the second episode, because we'll be a third of the way through it. And I'm hoping, I guess for me, my biggest hope is that they actually do something significant with cameos, who's a scroll this, a scroll there, there's a scroll, here's a scroll, everywhere's a scroll. It's Debo. Welcome to the Nerd Avengers. You are a Nerd Avenger now. Elijah says, hey Hollywood, I dare you to let your actors abuse people again. Your Flash earnings are a joke. Get wrecked, Hollywood. Get wrecked. Yeah, here's the thing. It's really wild, because I think that it does correlate, of course. Ezra will prove, hopefully, to these studios that it's a really bad idea to pretend like these things aren't going to affect the box office. I guess the question becomes, this is kind of a harsh one for Jonathan Majors, which, by the way, I saw like massive videos from, you know, Cosmic Wonder and even everything always that are talking about how he's innocent and all this sort of stuff. And look, I get it. It's their right to make whatever content they want and report however they want. But I mean, ironically, they're saying this at a time where, like, if I'm Marvel Studios, I'm looking at what's happening to The Flash, and I'm thinking more than ever that I need to get rid of Jonathan Majors. You know what I'm saying? Like, The Flash shows that kind of stuff really matters to people. And I'm not even saying that it's, like, on the level what Ezra did to... Like, I don't want to, like... I don't know. We don't know exactly what happened in either case, really. But what we do know is it's a bad look. It looks really bad. And so if... I mean, I guess we'll know in August a little bit more after Majors has his next court date. But, like, if I'm Marvel Studios, I'm looking at the Flash box office and I'm like, bro, we can't do this with Majors. We just can't. So, we'll see. We shall see. Rosie says, I've been waiting since Friday for you to debunk Doomcock's Acolyte cancellation news. Unless it's real. What are the chances? Theory said he wants him on Nerd Theory. I would... Look, here's the thing. I will try to be nice, but at the same time, like, if you think I'm going to just sit there and be like... Like, here's the thing. Do you guys know what tacit approval is? Does anybody know what those words mean? Tacit approval? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Tacit approval is like, we're talking about something, and I'm like, yeah, man, you know, it was crazy what happened at the bar the other night. Those short dudes all attacked us or whatever. That's crazy. And you're like, yeah, yep, that's crazy. Yep, that's crazy. And you're like, yeah, man, I honestly, I never liked short people. I always thought so. And then you're like, yep. That's tacit approval. So you're not necessarily outright saying you agree with it, but by not disagreeing with it, you're like giving tacit approval. I'm sure many of us have been in those situations before where somebody says something a little out of pocket and you're like, well, I mean, I don't know about that shit, but I'm not going to necessarily make it a thing right now. I cannot give Doomcock any tacit approval. Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's just, there might be a lot of me kind of being like, well, for the record, I think that's bullshit. I don't think you've ever been right. I do think your mask looks like a toilet. I do, you know what I mean? Like, just things like that. So, like, I'm down to have him on. And again, I'll try to be as nice as possible. But I mean, this dude got trolled by 4chan so hard, and I don't know how many people talk about that. I'd love to ask him what happened there. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love to ask him what happened there. Like, what happened with 4chan, like, outright proving that you actually don't have sources and you covered all this ridiculous stuff that they purposely made up to bait you. What happened there? So it should be a good time. And as far as the rumors about Acolyte, I mean, guys, like, what is going on over there? Like, do you guys really believe that? How many of you guys actually believe? Please, and I'm not going to be rude and be all, you know, toxic about it. But if you really believe that the Acolyte has been canceled, throw one into the chat. I'm just curious, like, how much has this actually permeated? Anybody? Anybody? The second son of Mortis. Okay. Watch those wrist rockets. Okay. So you were the only two, just so you know. And you guys both put ones in twice. Good try. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not that upset. John! How dare you, John? Okay, well, look, that's good. That's actually exciting. I'm glad. I feel a little bit better. a little bit better. Dominic, yeah, right, dude. That's cap. Okay, so anyway, yeah, no, there's just no way. I mean, I would be so shocked. If ever any of these crazy things happened, like George Lucas buying Star Wars, them canceling the Acolyte or anything like that. Like, yo, if that shit actually happened, I would be the first to stand up and be like, I was wrong. They must have known something that I didn't. That's crazy. Holy crap. Here we go. But they are so outlandish, so ridiculous. It feels like their last-ditch effort to stay relevant. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like they are just turning that dial up to 11 because they can't really garner as much attention just with the regularly scheduled bullshit because a lot of it has not come to pass. So they have to take it to like a whole nother level to even get attention. And here's the thing. Crazy part is it's working. Doomcock might literally come on Nerd Theory. I mean, so it's like kind of working. Like that's what it's so bizarre. But yeah, there's no way, dude. Like there's no possible way. That's absurd. H. Chris says, buy one, get one free flop, baby. Indeed, sir. Indeed. Rosie says, did you see the Vanity article on Andor being the first grown-up Star Wars show? I tagged you. Oh, yes. I've already had a lot to say about that in the past, man. It is crazy. Corey says, gotta say, since rejoining the Nerd Ventures, my quality of life has gained significantly. Started a job in sales and been on fire lately. I mean, yeah, it's like, look, here's the thing. Like, I don't talk about the memberships enough. But, you know, the memberships, they come with all sorts of cool things. You know, you get 20% off of our Teespring merch. You get all the emojis. You get access to the behind-the-scenes streams. You get extra nerd coin when you sign up. You know, all kinds of cool stuff. But there are also, you know, results may vary. You know, I'm not a doctor, etc. But there is some anecdotal evidence of, like, incredible things happening for people. Bank accounts going up. Cholesterol going down. You know, certain parts of the body getting smaller, certain parts of the body getting bigger. It's pretty wild, you know? So I just say to everybody, it'll probably be the best decision you've ever made in your life. Become a Nerd Venture today. So there you go. Dudes of Legend D&D said, man, really hope Indy 5 is the last of the KK reign in Lucas. Saw The Flash the week it came out. Not worth keeping Ezra, to be honest. Much respect, Josh and Nerd Vengers. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with the old Indiana Jones, man. I would love for the headlines next Monday to be Indiana Jones bombing worse than the Flash. Oh, man. Remember last Monday when I was just... I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I was such a insufferable shit about it last week. I was so elated. I was so excited about how shitty it was doing, and I get it. It's toxic. I won't even deny it. It's very toxic. I had this guy on Twitter, Cammy something or other, and he asked me like, you know, and I knew it was like bait, and I kind of like went over the top with it. Hey, honey, man. And so I saw this guy being like, real question, though. And you know a motherfucker, when the motherfucker says real question, though, it's like they're just getting ready to get butthurt. He's like setting the table for the butthurt, pouring the wine for the butthurt, putting the forks in the right spot, you know, and taking his pants down and just opening them cheeks. Motherfucker was ready to get butthurt. And he said, serious question, Josh. Do you want the movie to bomb regardless of its quality? What if you see it and it's really good? Do you still want it to bomb? And I said, well, first of all, I'm not going to see it. But second of all, regardless of quality, I hope it bombs in the most toxic way possible. And this dude was like, yeah, butthurt, man! And then like blocked me and got all butthurt about it and shit. It's just like amazing to me, dude. Like, okay. Look, here's the thing. Next couple of weeks, yeah, it's going to be a little rough. I'm going to be a little toxic. We're going through this dark time. And, you know, I'll make an example. There's actually a parallel here that I was thinking about, okay? So I was watching a Warhammer video, okay? Come back. Wait. Hold up. It's going to make sense. It's going to make sense. Just relax. I was watching a Warhammer video, and currently right now there's one particular army in Warhammer that is so busted it's being banned from tournaments, okay? And I was watching a game, and the guy was playing that busted army. And he literally held back and didn't do everything that he could in the turn because he was literally said, I feel bad about this. And the guy he was playing on the channel literally dead ass looked at him and said, don't feel bad about this. People need to see this. You need to go as hard as possible. People need to see this. They need to take their medicine and they need to fully understand how bad this is. And that is the same way I feel about The Flash. It is the same way I feel about Indiana Jones. I'm not going to hold back because I feel bad. Motherfuckers need to take their medicine. You need to realize how bad it is. And that is the path for it to get better. So, yeah. Rob Cart says, thanks for unblocking me. Can we talk about how annoying Ezra acting is like? I couldn't even get through it. I mean, I've never liked Ezra's acting. I mean, I always thought he was a weird choice for the Flash. Never liked Ezra's acting. And then to get a double dose of Ezra for like 2 hours, my God, man. My God, I can't imagine. And yeah, no problem, man. I think it's good to unblock everybody every once in a while. And, you know, people change and you never know what happened before. And so it's all good. It's all good. Jada Gamer says, The Flash was actually bad. I usually love every movie, but good grief, where do I start? I've heard that from many people. I'll probably never watch that movie. Do you guys want to watch something kind of funny? Have you seen what Nicolas Cage said about The Flash? It's pretty funny. Sweet.
The title of the email says The Flash.
Hang on.
It seems like I got a message from Henry Cavill. The title of the email says The Flash Secret Cameo Spoiler. I wonder what this is. Let's continue. Henry says, attached is a big Flash cameo. Don't show anyone. I think let's just watch. Everything will be okay. I'll blur the image. Okay, here's the attachment. Let's go. Oh, nice. Superman. I love him. Hey, look at that. That's a big spider. Now, who's this Superman with the long hair? Wait a second. That's Mr. Nicolas Cage. I can't believe I am finally the son of Jor-El. Wow. My life is now complete. Unfortunately, I hear that this Flash movie really sucks. It seems like I got a message from Henry. Fortunately, I hear that this Flash movie really sucks. It seems like I got a message from Henry Cavill.
Okay. So, first of all, this isn't even... Go. Did we save it? Did we save it again? Did we save it? Okay. Damn, dude. Streamlabs acting up today, huh? Okay. Anyway. Yeah, that's not real. It's AI created, but damn, it's just so perfect, man. It's just so funny. And even though it's not real, that's kind of real as fuck. You know what I mean? Like that's my take on it. Even though it's not real, it's real to me. It's real to me. Okay, let's get back into the Q&A before this computer or whatever the hell's going on explodes. This is crazy. Cobra Kai fans got to show support. Oh, for Blue Beetle? I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see. After the Martha crap in BVS, I lost it for DC. Cavill and Affleck could have been a duopoly and rival Downey and Evans. Oh, I agree, man. I agree. Just don't know how much. I don't know if we even realized how good we had it back then, you know? Do you guys miss the good old days? Do you? Do you miss the good old days? Audio is skipping. I'm sorry, man. I look, obviously we're having a few issues. I apologize about that. I apologize. Okay. Sploosh. Wait. Second Son of Mortis says, got a new access code to the tower. Nerd Vengeance for life. Miss y'all. Hey, Second Son. It's good to see you, buddy. It's good to see you. Sploosh says, let's go 10 months. Don't know if you've talked about it, but did you like Across the Spider-Verse? I loved it, and also hope you and everyone's doing well. Yeah, I love Across the Spider-Verse. I think it's a true masterpiece, man. I think it's the most enjoyable movie I've seen in theaters all year. It's really good. Really good. Chippawee says, hot take, instead of the multiverse, I think the MCU should be focusing on the emergence of other gods and the supernatural, their own gods and monsters. Yeah, possibly. I've heard people say that. A lot of people have that take. I disagree. I don't even think we've scratched the surface of what the multiverse can actually truly do. I also think some of the most successful projects in Phase 4 and in Phase 5 are multiverse related. I mean, I guess maybe just Phase 4, but still, yeah. Infinite Multiverse says, James Gunn is a diva. Ezra should be in jail for grooming. Doomcuck is a Nazi sympathizer. Darth Melvin proved it and made a video showing it. Yeah, we'll bring that up too. We will bring that up as well, which, by the way, Geekdom called that a long time ago. Danny told me a long time ago. He said, yeah, just so you know, this Doomcock guy used to do the same shtick, but, like, actually as a fascist online. So that's probably who he actually is. Pretty fucked up. Black Rampage 2 says, I'm late, watching from the beginning, and I love your consistent Warner Brothers / James Gunn roast. Gunn throws darts at pictures of Zach. Keep cooking, chef. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Nano, thanks for the gift in the 5. Appreciate it. Andre says, I don't give a fuck about The Flash. Deadpool 3, baby. Much love, y'all, and smash them buttholes or like buttons. Indeed. Pause. Orange Grove 55 says, bro, Elemental beat The Flash this weekend. Let that sink in. I know. That is insane to think about, but it is true. Vandolph the Black says, post-strike writer/director combos are the future. I agree. I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. Residuals and shares and profits for multitaskers make the moves and money for streaming. Absolutely agree with that, man. That's a good take. Jose says, 2 more months into my first Diamond Lounge stream. Blinkers queued up. My man, we'll see you in there. The one on Friday got pretty wild. What do you guys think? Was that a good Prime stream? I thought it was pretty fun. Corso Tavin, welcome back to the Nerd Vendors. Appreciate you, bro. Trinity says, Jackman's protein been kicking in. I know, right? I know. It's so funny to watch him just balloon up all of a sudden. Balloon up, man. Yeah, that 8,000 calories a day is really working. You know, those Tremboloni sandwiches work. Don Bashan says, the Jackman cometh and bringeth the hype train. Let's go. Thanks, Josh, for the info. You rock, sir. I appreciate you, Don. Thank you so much. And don't worry, we'll get into more positive content soon. Damien says, hey, Josh, do you have a lot of Marvel figures? I've got a decent amount. Yeah, I got a decent amount. I don't know if I would say a lot. I mean, I've seen people with, like, incredible collections, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I've got a decent amount. Thanks for the love, man. Block Writers says, if Blue Beetle, Aquaman 2, and Superman Legacy flop, do you think they'll keep Gunn around? No. Although I've heard that, like, I saw some crazy takes. Like, didn't John Campea, who, like, how is John Campea... So John Campea quit YouTube, but he still does YouTube a little bit or something? I saw a take that he had where he's like, Superman Legacy will lose money and that's okay. And I was just like, fucking what? But maybe he's right. Who knows? Benjamin says, hey, big first month. My man. Appreciate that love, bro. Kendall says, 7 days till 3 years. My God, bro. You seen the scrolls in the news live action shots for Secret Invasion? Can't believe people are impressed by this half-assed marketing attempt. Bet it generates 0 new viewers. Thoughts? Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page as you. I mean, my strategy with Secret Invasion, and this is part of the reason why I'm not really covering the show, is like, I'm not necessarily trying to like shit on the show too hard. But the lack of promotion is pretty tough. You know, I think we all understand like where Disney is at and what's going on there, but like, damn, bro, the lack of marketing budget is crazy. And then they had some, like, are they even paying these people to do that and shit? Like, what is going on here? It just seems pretty stupid and also probably irrelevant. I don't know, man. I could probably go on a whole rant about why Secret Invasion from conception is a stupid idea. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. You know what I mean? And appreciate that support, bro. Chilling in the basement says Theory already gave Melvin tacit approval. Yeah, that's true. At least Doomcock is a rumor grifter and not a hate grifter. Convince Theory to open up that show like he did when Melvin was on. That would be fun. Nerd Adventures for Life. Take my money. You know, honestly, I don't have the same opinion of Melvin that I had in the past. I don't actually think Melvin is as toxic as a person like Doomcock is. But he certainly used to be, and his community is the Knights of Melvin, man. I used to be in that Discord, and it was like gross. You know what I mean? Like some 8chan kind of gross stuff going on there. But Melvin actually makes, like, I think some pretty compelling content. I know you and Melvin have beef or whatever, chilling. But yeah, I don't have beef with Melvin anymore. The Nerdy One says over a year of being a Nerd Avenger. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for all that support, man. The real Jesse Lee Reed says, with a $10 holla, very generous, says, hot take, Deadpool is a juvenile ripoff of several better characters, and Ryan Reynolds is a mediocre actor. The Fox X-Men movies are mostly trash, and Jackman is too old to return as Wolverine. Okay, fucking cool story, bro. That's the hot take? That's the hot take. Duel, thanks, and welcome to the Nerd Avengers. Rosie says, told you Theory you were spicy on Doom. He had no clue. Told Theory you were spicy on Doom. He had no clue. What do you mean by that? Oh, Doomcock? I mean, I don't know if it's that spicy. Do you guys think my takes on Doomcock are that spicy? You think so? Am I going too hard on a nice gentleman? I don't think they're that spicy. Like, I actually respect the shtick. I think it's kind of funny. You know, he's got the whole helmet taking over Earth. Like, the whole thing is fun. The problem is he's just... If you think he's reliable, or like you actually think he has sources and like all that sort of stuff, that's where you just like completely lose me. You know? C-Dub says, heading to Six Flags to enjoy the best things DC still has to offer. The rides. Dude, that's actually true. Those rides are sick, man. Gonna ride that Batman and Mr. Freeze all damn day. Dude, take some pictures. Put some pictures on the Discord. I really want to see. Jamrose says, Doomcock's video is a twist on words. Headland is like a plumber and will be terminated once she is done. She is a contractor, not an employee. Oh yeah, 100%. I was trying to explain this to somebody on Twitter, which like as those words are coming out of my mouth, I'm like, you fucking idiot, Josh. But I really was. I was like, somebody's like, can you explain to me how she already has another gig if she wasn't fired? And I was like, oh yeah, sure, no, for sure. So a couple of different things. Number one, either the show's wrapped and she's now moved on. Number two, the show hasn't wrapped, but her duties as the whatever she was are no longer needed. The executives are usually, for all intents and purposes, the showrunner anyway, and they can just kind of do it. Or she's still working on Acolyte, but it's light work, and therefore she feels comfortable getting another job. It's also possible this new gig hasn't even really fully started in earnest yet. You know, and so it's just like, I don't even have to try hard. It's just like logic. It's like so funny to watch people just avoid logic, reason, and facts and just go narrative. They're just like narrative, you know? Arthur says, sorry I've been MIA for a while. Been working my ass off for 2 months to get a new job, so I've missed 2 months of vids and all the lives. Love and miss you all. I guarantee Peak MC will be back in 2024 and for years to come. Hey, it's all good, man. I hope you're taking care of yourself. And I agree, man. I think the MCU's best days are still ahead of it. Darth Ray Deer says, Doomcock and Mike Zero buy same copywriters. Yeah, they probably do. Or maybe they just use AI at this point, huh? Jay Field with a $10 says, as a fan of an NFL team who finally got rid of a bad owner, I'm hoping the same for Star Wars and fans, or for Star Wars fans and KK. More multiverse, less origin stories. I agree with you there, brother. And I'm hoping that we're almost into the better times, you know? Like, truly, like, this could be the last week of Kennedy's reign at Lucasfilm. How unbelievably special. We could be in the last few weeks, maybe the last month, the twilight hours of this tyrannical reign. Woo! Elijah says, Star Wars isn't comics, but legally speaking, can Disney reboot Star Wars as a franchise? Or does that contract say no reboots? It very likely says no reboots. I'm not sure, though. But I would imagine that's in there. Mr. Lucky says, one more month until I can be in the Diamond Lounge. But keep up the great streams and vids, Josh. Nerd Adventures for life. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for that. Jwack999 says, how have you been? Haven't been keeping up with all the news lately. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. And thank you for all the amazing content. Need to catch up. It's all good, man. It's a slower time right now in the summer. Not a big deal, man. And we're doing good over here, man. Doing good over here. I had a great weekend with family. And some of you guys follow me on Instagram. Did y'all see like some of the good like stuff I posted with the fam? Like, we went out for a really nice brunch on Saturday, one of our favorite places. Liam tried calamari for the first time, and dude, it like brought a new level of energy with this kid. This kid went Super Saiyan when he had calamari. He's like slamming the table. He's like flirting with the waitress. It's pretty crazy. So that was cool. And then my aunts came into town, and my one aunt got him a, it's like a bumper car. It's this really weird bumper car. And he like, he was like driving it around. It's really funny. Yeah, in the car. Yeah, he was pretty cool. Yeah. RJ Phillip with a 10 spot. That's very generous, man. Says, when it bombs, she gone. Just want to let you know, Josh, that we appreciate you, the community you created, and the content you provide. That's all. Nerd Adventures for life. Hey, I really appreciate it, man. I'm trying to do the best I can of like navigating us through these dark times, keeping the focus on trying to be hyped and excited about stuff. It's a weird time, but you know, I still love this stuff, man. I still love Star Wars. I still love DC. I still love Marvel. I don't love where a lot of this stuff is currently at with these corporations, and it kind of sucks. So hopefully it gets better, but also I'm working on my comic book, and man, I can't wait to get that out there too, because I think it's a fresh idea that I think we could really use right now. Mariana says with a $10 holla, very generous, says the guy who was walking double for Vader in Obi-Wan said Disney spent more money on marketing than the show itself. Not all blame should fall on Deborah Chow. He called out the higher ups and the PR team. Wild. I mean, that is wild. I think it really kind of all comes back to Kathy, though. Like, how can she let that happen under her watch? Like, how can the Obi-Wan show get a bigger marketing budget than production budget? And how can they give $250 million to a show like Andor? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. You know, it's just super silly. I don't know. Like, I saw, it was a couple nerd theories back, Mariana. You asked about Deborah, and I think Theory said that he had heard some stuff behind the scenes. I've never heard anything that indicated that Deborah was a big part of that. I'm not saying that Theory didn't. I have never heard that. You know? Can I imagine it to be true? I mean, yeah. But I don't talk about Deborah Chow that much when I talk about Kenobi, you know? Chillin says, Melvin makes good points about Disney. He chooses to couches them in far-right hate speech, and that's where I have the problem. Nerd Avenger for life. He chooses to... I'm not sure what you mean, bruh. I'm not sure what you mean, bruh. I blame Deborah Chow simply because I want to. Insert Chad meme guy. Okay, there you go. No worries. No worries. Kathy's responsible for everything wrong in the world. There, I said it. Ah, man, you know what? You right. You right. You right, though. Coach. Singular. Cough. Wait. I still don't understand. So, yeah, he does like some far right shit. Is that what you're saying? He chooses to frame them in hate speech. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So you think he like dog whistles and stuff like that, huh? I mean, maybe. 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 All right, let's hang out for like 5-10 more minutes, guys, and then I'm gonna get out of here. It's like a rainy day where I'm at, and yet it's still getting too hot in this office, man. This is crazy. I gotta figure something out. No shave, no nudes. Hey, don't say that. Thoughts on rumors that Spider-Man will appear in the new Captain America movie? I would love that. Nothing substantiated yet. I have talked about it in some videos. Yeah, I'm not sure. Think Rhodey getting exposed tomorrow? Yeah, bro, I do. Yeah. I think he's a Skrull. I think he's been a Skrull. But we'll see. Did I read your super chat? Let me go check, but I'm pretty sure I did. I feel like Gunn just has to follow orders and promote the shit. Follow orders? Also, Blue Beetle looks like it'll be better looking Spy Kids movie at best. Oh, man. That's tough. Follow orders. I mean, to a degree, sure, because of Zaslav, but he's also like the president of the company. I think what you're saying is like he had to get out there and go to bat for the Flash, and I'm just telling you that is not true. Zaslav didn't even have to do that. You know? I'm dying in the bathroom. That's not a bad place to die. No, but I hope you make it. Pull through. Josh, are we having an SDCC stream even though there's no Marvel panel? Yet to be determined. Yet to be determined. Probably not, though. Still any hype for Loki Season 2, or is just the hype for that dead at this point? Do you think we'll get any announcements in place of a missing SDCC? Okay, so I think it is possible Marvel still does something video for SDCC, but I'm not sure. I haven't really heard any good, reliable things on that, and I think we'll know more soon if that ends up happening. But as far as my hype for Loki Season 2, I mean, here's the thing. Where's your guys' hype for Loki Season 2? Out of 10, where is your hype level out of 10 for Loki Season 2? Interesting. So there's some 8s, some 10s, a lot of 6s and 7s. 5, 8, 7, 7, 10, 8, 9, 7. Yeah. You know, I gotta say, for me, it's probably out of 7. You know, and I do feel like the Jonathan Majors situation and just Marvel in general has kind of hurt the hype. Like, I'm way more hyped up for Deadpool 3. I'm way more hyped up for the next Captain America movie, ironically. I'm way more hyped up for Thunderbolts. I'm way more hyped up for Daredevil next year, you know? So I'm excited about it, but like, dude, and this just shows you, like, again, hopefully we'll get more answers in August with his other court date. But like, look at what happened with The Flash. And let me ask you guys this. Has your hype for Loki been hurt by the Jonathan Majors situation? In fact, let's go to the polls on that one. Let's go to the polls on that. Has your hype for Loki 2 been hurt by the Majors situation? Boom. There you go. I'm curious, man. You know, I'm curious because for me it has. It absolutely has. I don't need a weird feeling going into a show like that. Like, it's just a weird feeling. I'm not even sure it's condemnation because, again, we don't really know what happened. The guy could be completely innocent. But it's just a weird feeling. You know? So, again, if you're Disney and you're looking at the results of The Flash, I think it is probably worth considering that there are a lot of people that are going to bring in their feelings with regards to Majors and the accusations to the content that Majors is attached to. So, and that is outside of like what's actually going down, because like we just don't know, man. You know, we just don't know. And I think if in August they're like, oh, dude, there's nothing here, there's no case, and we're throwing this out, that would be incredible for Majors. My question is, why didn't that happen before? I loved watching Creed 3 this weekend. I'll tell you this, I watched Creed 3 recently, and it felt weird. For me. You know? It felt weird. Majors is like a force of nature. When he's in the scenes, dude, it like the whole scene just focuses on him. He has this like ability to attract and to hold your attention and hold your eye. He's a truly remarkable performer, but it still felt weird. And that's the best Creed movie for sure. It might be better than some of the Rocky movies. I thought Creed 3 was incredible, but it felt weird to me. He's so charismatic. And that's the other thing that's really tough is like, I don't think anybody can replace him. You know? He's on gear too. I mean, fuck yeah, he's on gear. Do you look at his body? You kidding me? Of course. He's on that good. It's because of the oddness of his face. Well, I don't think it's just that, but he certainly has a very unique face and a very unique facial structure. But dude, there's just something about his, like, I almost want to say it's his aura. Like, he has this, like, magical aura, dude. Like, it was wild. Like, literally, just, like, I just zoom on him. Same way, like, Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, Daniel Day-Lewis has that. You know? Who else has that? Who else has that kind of aura? Let me try to think of anybody else that has that. Lizzo? 100%, yeah. Harrison Ford did at one point. I can kind of see that. DiCaprio? Maybe a little bit. Rick James? Yeah, 100%. Tom Hardy? Tom Hardy has a presence for sure. I would agree with that. Hayden? I don't know about that. Will Smith does have that kind of presence too. I'd agree with that. Dude, yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis is like, bro. Pretty captivating. Denzel has that. Yeah, dude, Denzel does have that for sure. Nicolas Cage has it. I think Nicolas Cage has it. Dude, if you guys haven't seen the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, oh man, it's so good. It is so good. It's one of my favorite movies now, period. And I think yeah. Jamie Foxx, yes. Jamie Foxx has that presence too. Yeah. Peter Dinklage, I think, also has that presence. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Where are the women? That's a good question. Who are the women that have that kind of presence? I would say like Meryl Streep. You know, probably the greatest actress of all time. She's certainly captivating. Oh man, there's another one that I was thinking of just now. It slipped in. You ever have that where it like goes into the brain and then goes out? Angela Bassett, I'd agree with that, yeah. Viola Davis. Sigourney Weaver. Yeah, that's probably true. Sigourney Weaver's pretty good. Cate Blanchett's pretty good. Gwendolyn Christie. ScarJo, I think ScarJo has a presence. She has like a kind of more unique presence, though. It's not as yeah. Joaquin Phoenix definitely has it, dude, but he's not a lady. Jamie Lee Curtis, for sure, for sure. Zoe Saldana, yeah, man. I forgot Zoe Saldana was one of the or no. Oh man, who else? Fuck, I'm blanking on the girl's name. The Westworld lady. She was in Tandy Newton. Or Thandie Newton. Dude, Thandie Newton has that. Man, rewatching I think it was Mission Impossible 2. Because we went through the Mission Impossibles recently. Dude, Mission Impossible 2 is like, wow. Yeah. Zendaya? Pfft, no, bro. I'm going to say something. Zendaya overrated. You know that movie with her and the two tennis homies? What's it called? They just had the trailer. So I've never had this experience before, but like there were some images that people were sharing, right? And I was like, damn, this looks wild as fuck. And this is going to be so crazy. And then actually seeing the trailer, it like, they took what I thought was going to be this really risque, raunchy, like, holy shit type of movie. And it ended up looking so cookie cutter and so safe and basic. And I think it's just because she's not that good, man. Like, I just really don't think she's that good. You know? Like, and here's another one. Here's another one for you. Euphoria, it's not even that good, bro. Everybody's like, oh, fucking Euphoria. Nah, bro, Euphoria is not even that good. And I think it took The Idol being as absolute shit as it is for most people to look back at Euphoria and be like, was that even really good, though? Like, was that really good, though, bro? Nah, dude, she's very good, dude. Like, how? What? How? What? Like, when? Show me a scene where Zendaya really, like, were like, carried or was like, oh, shit, like, in that scene. Show me a singular scene like that. Nope. Nope. Like, what scene? Like, was Loki really that good? I don't know. I'm afraid to rewatch it. The scene she loses the drugs and is kicking the door open on her fam? I don't even know. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about Loki. Don't do it. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, everybody. I think we're going to have to get on out of here. Oh, wait. Mariana says, I saw an IG post where the streamer said Star Wars fans are being abused. While, yes, there have been letdowns with Disney, to compare fandom to an abusive relationship is a really dumb analogy. I'm going to disagree, Mariana. I think the abusive relationship is actually a great example of what's going on with Star Wars. I do. And I think, you know, look, you can choose to get like really butthurt about that and be like, abusive relationships are way worse than a fandom. And that's true. Like, I'm not saying that's not true, but to deny the like rationale of the analogy, I think is also foolish. Like, what it means is like they keep fucking it up and they keep like treating us like shit, taking us for granted, and yet acting like we're all just going to keep coming back every time. And that's true. Like that is what's happening, and it does feel like an abusive relationship. So, I mean, I don't know, Mariana. It seems like you're just kind of getting triggered by the toxicity in the fandom instead of like realizing that a lot of that is happening because of the way the studio has treated the IP and treated discourse with the fandom. Like, you can be mad at the toxicity, but it's not our fault that Star Wars is doing what it's doing. It's not our fault that Star Wars is what it is right now. So, because I see like a lot of your messages, Mariana, where you're like, you're really upset at like the toxicity, you're really upset at like this, that, second, and the third, or like people getting mad and all that. And I get it, right? I'm not saying you don't have the right to be upset about that, but like trace it back to its origin. And I think at the end of the day, it really is on the studio. Like they did that. They did a lot of that. You know? So. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for being here. I hope the stream doesn't shut down when I try to do... Actually, I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to do this instead. All right, everybody. I'm going to get on out of here. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh, man. What a nice little Monday, you know? Yeah, man. What a nice little Monday! It's like we're just walking through this valley in the shadow of the death of nerdy things, you know? But even though we walk through this valley, I shall fear no evil. For Kevin Feige is with me. For Dave Filoni is with me. For, James Gunn, god damn it. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. We'll be back at it soon. Nerd Avengers stream tomorrow. Make sure to open up your third eye. Make sure you wash out that stinky butthole and have yourself a fan-fucking-tastic day. I'll see you later.